Just checking in. A minister passing through his church in the middle of the day decided to pause by the altar and see who had come to pray. Just then the back door opened. A man came down the aisle. The minister frowned as he saw the man hadn't shaved in a while. His shirt was kind of shabby and his coat was worn and frayed. The man knelt. He bowed his head. Then he rose and walked away. In the days that followed, each noontime come this chap. Each time he knelt just for a moment, a lunch pail in his lap. Well, the minister's suspicions grew with the robbery and main fear. He decided to stop the man and ask him, "What are you doing here?" The old man said he worked down the road. Lunch was just half an hour. Lunchtime was his prayer time for finding strength and power. "I stay only a moment, see, because the factory is so far away. As I kneel here talking to the Lord, this is kind of what I say. I just came again to tell you, Lord, how happy I've been since we found each other's friendship and you took away my sin. I didn't know much about how to pray, but I think about you every day. So Jesus, this is me, just checking in today." The minister, feeling rather foolish, told Jim that, well, that's fine. He told the man he was welcome to come and pray just any time. "Well, time to go," Jim smiled and said thanks. He hurried to the door. The minister knelt at the altar. You see, he'd never done it before. His cold heart melted, warmed with love, and met Jesus there. As the tears flowed in his heart, he repeated old Jim's prayer. "I just came again to tell you, Lord, how happy I've been since we found each other's friendship and you took away my sin. I don't know much of how to pray, but I think about you every day. So Jesus, this is me checking in today." Past noon one day, the minister noticed that old Jim hadn't come. As more days passed without Jim, he began to worry some. At the factory, he asked about Jim, learning he was ill. The hospital staff was worried, but he'd given them a thrill. The week that Jim was with them brought changes in the ward. His smiles, a joy contagious, changed people were his reward. The head nurse couldn't understand why Jim was so glad. When no flowers, calls, or cards came, not one visitor he had. The minister stayed by his bed. He voiced the nurse's concern. No friends came to show they cared. He had nowhere to turn. Looking surprised, old Jim spoke up with a winsome smile. "Well, the nurses are wrong. She couldn't know that he's been here all the while. Every day at noon, he's here, a dear friend of mine, you see. He sits right down and takes my hand and leans over and says to me, 'I just came again to tell you, Jim, how happy I've been since we found this friendship, you and I took away your sin. Always love to hear you pray. I think about you each day. And so, Jim, this is Jesus checking in today.'" Until next time, my dears.